Do you like to laugh when you watch movies? Do you put on movies to giggle and laugh and roll down the aisle and look to see if everybody else is laughing? Because we're going to do comedy movies, the Rushmore comedy movies, which I think is easily our hardest Rushmore to date. Comedy and laughing is subjective. There's going to be a lot of different answers. Tommy, I can't imagine what you're going to say with these, but what do you think?
You know, last episode was so emotional, talking about all these tear jerkers. So I'm just excited to flip the script and come out with some fun stuff. So we're going to laugh the whole time. But before you do that, please hit that subscribe button and join the fun every single episode with us here on the show. So I guess, does that mean I get the #1 draft pick here?
Well, let's see. I mean, I think D should probably go first because, you know, you're talking about subscribing. I'm talking about comedy movies. And
yeah,
now
I had the #1 draft pick last time, so that's not fair. So
you're
let's
not. So let's go, D. You started off. Start the trend.
Man, I'm kicking this off with a boom. A classic that I watch every fucking Christmas. And that's National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. One of the funniest movies of all fucking time.
All time.
Dude, that's a mic dropper.
That's a mic dropper.
Boom.
It's a loud mic one too. And
I'm falling way forward.
I would, and that's a double Rushmore. That's got to be on people's Christmas movies, right? If we do Christmas movies, and maybe a triple Rushmore if we ever did a Chevy Chase one, that might go into Chevy. That's a triple. Sure. Great pick. I didn't even think about that.
Oh man, so
shitter's
good, right?
full.
Randy Quaid, come on, man.
Yeah, like a lot of people. I don't know about you guys, but that's on my family's annual watch list, no matter what.
Yeah,
so, yeah, that's
Cousin Eddie.
Cousin Eddie's a genius.
And I mean, just to me, like the funniest scene in that movie, now that we're just going to talk about it, and then I'm going to go into mine, is when he's in the department store and he's trying to buy something. And oh my God.
Can't see the lines, can you, Russ?
What a movie. All right. Well, good. This is good. This is going to put me right in there. I'm going to go with a movie that I talk about, quote, daily, talk about way too much, send clips all the time. Tommy and I have been talking about it recently. I think it holds up, and I think it's one of the funniest movies ever made, is Something About Mary. I think Matt Dillon gives the absolute ultimate performance as Pat Healy.
Is that a double Rushmore?
Such a good movie.
Is it a double?
We had
Rushmore?
something about, didn't we have Something About Mary on rom-coms?
Yeah, that was on rom-coms. That was my pick for rom-coms. That's right.
I got a double Rushmore without even knowing it. Yes.
Ding, 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 ding,
ding, ding, ding. Double Rushmore. It's one of my favorite movies. It's unbelievable. It's I don't know how well it holds up in today's times, but my goodness, is that movie fucking absolutely hysterical in all ways. So Something About Mary, Tommy, that's in your area of the woods. I mean, that's
Fairley Brothers from Rhode Island, man. I love those guys. They put Rhode Island movie making on the map. So yeah, those guys are legends, and Ben Stiller's hilarious in that movie.
Hilarious.
Matt Dillon, just such a great film.
6 minute abs. 6 minute abs. All right, Tommy, what do you got?
All right, well, I'm gonna stick with the Farley Boys.
Ooh.
And I'm gonna go with, in my opinion, just the funniest movie of all time, and that's Dumb and Dumber. That's the one that kind of put those guys on the map. Jim Carrey obviously was becoming Jim Carrey, the mega movie star comedian that we all know and love now on movies like Dumb and Dumber. And he had that run where it was like, I don't want to give away another one that he did right around that time, but he just had a run back in '94. So that movie's great. It still plays. I give it a watch. And what I love about that movie is it's like a little adventure buddy movie. It's going on a nice little adventure to Aspen.
Is that his most iconic movie, Jim Carrey, or is Ace Ventura?
You could argue Ace Ventura, I think, and I think you could even argue The Mask too, just because it's so different looking.
Visual looking.
Yeah, that green mask. But that's on. We could definitely do a Jim Carrey Rushmore someday, and those movies are all on it for sure.
Definitely double Rushmore appeal on Dumb and Dumber.
And also, just one more note on that. Like, I think Jeff Daniels is a phenomenal actor,
Great writer too.
But he didn't do a lot of comedy up to that point. So I think Jeff Daniels in that movie just really surprises everyone.
Oh, Turbolax, the Turbolax scene in the bathroom. I mean, it's unbelievable. All right, D, what do you got? Here we go.
Man, my number 2 is taking us back to '84. The first time I got to see a rated R movie, I think. Well, probably close to it. It's the Alpha Betas versus the Lambda guys. Revenge of the Nerds.
Great pick.
Boom.
Classic.
Great pick. What's his name? The bad guy from Married with Children, who's been in everything.
Ted McGinley.
Ted
Yeah,
McGinley.
Stan.
Fucking crush. Stan Gable.
Stan Gable.
Crushes that movie. And then Ogre, Bloodsport came after that. I mean, just
First and 10.
First and 10. What a great show. That movie, to me, that movie is like my childhood. So I'm probably what year is that?
84.
Saw that in the theater. So, I mean, not to age myself, I'm 9 years old watching that movie in the theater. You're not supposed to be
no business doing that. No business doing that, bro. There's a great line in that I'm not going to quote, but I think everybody at that time watched that movie for that specific thing if you were a guy.
Yeah. I'm 9 years old in the theater. What's going on? That's crazy.
You have no business in there, bro.
No business. All right. Well, my second one, just because it's a movie, again, another one, watch all the time, quote all the time, absolute classic. I think it's up there in top 50 films of all time, one of the few comedies. And I think it's probably one of the greatest movies ever made. Definitely one of the greatest performances. And easily my top 5 actor is Young Frankenstein. Gene Wilder is
classy pick.
Classy pick. Yeah, it's super classy, and it's just the funniest movie you'll ever see if you watch it. Like the way Gene Wilder's
genius
dancing through that film, like the way he's like kind of surfing on the dialogue, and he's like, it's unbelievable. It's Mel Brooks at his best. Everybody, Terry Garr, and the timing. His timing is outrageous in that film. And again, black and white, a lot of risks taken in that movie. And I think that, maybe it's a bit of a cinephile comedy pick, but I think when you know. And I urge everyone to just go back and watch that for the opening scene alone when he's in the classroom. The movie's
now's a great time to watch it. We're approaching October. Now's a good time to watch. I know it's not a traditional, it's a horror film. There's it's comedy, but at the same time, Frankenstein,
Same vibes for sure. And how about just shout out to Mel Brooks, still kicking, still doing
unbelievable
out there. Like
unbelievable.
8 years old,
90 something, 98 or something.
Like he's into the 90s
and fully like ready to go.
Just a marvelous life he's gotten to live.
Marvelous life.
Pretty awesome. Okay, so all right, pick number. This is 2, right? We're on 2. All right, break out your 9-iron. We're going to the golf course with all of our favorite caddies at the Caddy Shack. Caddy Shack
great call.
Is just
great
like
call. Another Chevy Chase movie.
I feel like if you had like if you had like some kind of AI, like just write what a comedy should be. Like it's Caddyshack. Like Caddyshack's just such a traditional, straight up old school formulaic comedy that I feel like the other great thing about Caddyshack is kind of like changed how a lot of comedies went. There were a lot of like that formula, that model became the model for so many comedies after that. Bill Murray's out of control in that movie.
Out of control. They just let him go.
Yeah,
pool or a pond. Pool or a pond. Pond be good for you. It's one of the best lines.
The cute, adorable little the chipmunk guy character. What is he? A woodchuck, right? Is that what he is?
It's a gopher.
Gopher. The gopher's adorable. I just love that little guy. And yeah, Caddyshack is just home cooking. And there's a lot of cool, I'm sure you guys have heard like the cool stories about when they made that movie, they were like all just living in a hotel and it was just crazy.
Bill Murray's brother is in it too. Yeah, it's absolute, it does things it's got so many classic scenes. And it's how many years ago? Is that 80s or late 70s?
I think it's
82, I believe. 82, right? 82.
Yeah.
And how about Rodney Dangerfield? Like,
I mean,
just kind of like,
would you get a free bowl of soup with that hat? Yeah. I mean, it's he, and again, that talk about a guy who literally just came in and dominated every scene he's in. But truly, to me, the person who steals that movie is Ted Knight. Ted Knight fully steals that movie with his son. You'll get nothing and like it. It's just an incredible. We watched that. That was our big movie to watch all the time. I love that pick. Love it. D, what do you got? Number 2,
man.
No, number 3.
Number three.
Woo!
How can you have a Rushmore of comedy movies without Eddie Murphy on it? If like it has to be on it. So
It has to be.
I'm going with my favorite Eddie Murphy comedy, and that is Trading Places.
Damn.
Nice.
I had
Nice.
that. Dang. It's easy to
There's
pivot
another one
on
you can
Eddie
pivot
Murphy.
to.
No, Eddie's
Yeah.
easy to pivot on his
Mhm.
movies, but
Mhm.
that is
Trading
the one.
Places, man.
For me, that's the one.
For me, it is.
Yeah, for me too. That's the one. Him and Dan Aykroyd, it was like the perfect match. He's playing off character. He switches Eddie, like he switches after he gets the money, and like it's
So good.
And everyone in it, like every person in it is
Mortimer.
at the top of their game.
Mortimer, we're back.
Donovich.
What a
We're
great
back.
way to end it too. You know,
Donovich.
And you know the cameo they made, right?
yeah, they're in what? Coming to America.
Don't say
Coming to America.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah, come on, don't ruin my Rushmores here.
That's good stuff. That's a great pick.
Yeah, and now that we've said that, I will tell you on my this is really hard because I have so many comedies that I love, but I like D said, I can't. He's the king. He had the greatest run of movies potentially ever in cinema of back to back to back to back.
Yeah.
And I don't think we'll see the likes of that ever again. And that is Eddie. And Coming to America is a fucking masterpiece. McDowell's and you know his relationship with Arsenio, but more importantly, it's like that's the first time he's kind of playing all the characters in the barbershop, and he's so good at playing the fish out of water that like Eddie's usually firing shots with the comedy, and in this he's kind of taking shots and firing back. And again, he's at the height of his superpowers, and the movie's just flawless.
Yeah, I think when you talk about Trading Places, it's like the infancy. This is like peak Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, 48 hours
He's in
Trading
his fucking
Places,
zone, you know.
But then that's peak full
Movie
powers.
star.
Red leather jacket, you know, that's movie star Eddie. And, you know, again, didn't miss a beat in that one. And I think it's one of those films still, again, if they make iconic pictures of films, you're always going to show like something from that, whether it be the in the face scene or, you know, something of him. So yeah, that's my third.
I also just want to back it up and say to Trading Places, shout out to Jamie Lee Curtis, who's phenomenal in that movie.
That's right.
As well.
That's right. That's right.
Tommy, get your head in the game.
She's great in that movie. What?
Yeah.
So all right. So my pick, my third pick here. I'm gonna go a little different with this one. We're gonna enter a different kind of style and approach to making movies, and I'm gonna go with Team America: World Police. That movie just like makes me laugh so fucking hard. I think Demetrius has fallen way back. He's completely off the couch on this one.
I love them, and I'm falling back.
Team America: World Police to me is just like one of those movies that my friends and I would watch all the time and just like laugh like silly little bastards watching. It's very funny what they did with the puppets, guys. What they did with the puppets is very impressive.
No. I know the whole Matt Damon thing and all that. No, it's. Listen, I get it. I saw it in the theater. Sure.
Wow. You know what? For me, it goes back to what we said on last episode with Toy Story, man. I just thought it was super creepy, bro. And I couldn't get into it.
Oh, yeah. You have a thing with the dolls.
It's poltergeist all over for you.
Listen,
don't show this.
Puppet Master. You know,
next
whatever.
time, Chucky. If we ever make it, next time when we're on set, I'm going to start doing things to Demetrius, like
don't leave dolls in his chair.
Yeah. Like he'll get back to his chair.
Marionettes.
And dolls there.
Phobia, man. Phobia.
Yeah, it's got this.
It's a great title for a movie, Phobia.
Put marionettes in his room. Yeah, that would be weird. It's weird. All right. Well, you know what? So, hey, Tommy, that's it. We started this show by saying artists, comedy subjective. And, you know, I bet you there's a lot of people that are going to agree with you. Like 3. D, what do you got? 4th. Pull it up. This is it.
I'm torn, but you know what? I'm going to go back to the well. So if I was going to start it out with National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, I'm going to end it with National Lampoon's Vacation.
Oh, okay.
Wow. A double vacation. Those movies.
It's so good, man.
I can hear the theme song in my head.
Holiday
Road. Great, man.
So what year is that? The first one.
That one's 83.
Again, probably shouldn't have seen that in the theater as a kid, and I did.
The
That
Christy
is-
Brinkley.
Fell in love. Bought every
Yep.
poster. All I wanted was a red Ferrari. Couldn't even think
Mhm.
about driving.
Aunt Edna.
And then Christy Brinkley came out in that Billy Joel video,
Yep.
Uptown Girl, and then they got married, and the whole that
But
was like
what I love so much about that movie, and particularly that scene, is just that like Chevy is like just such the classic, like, you know, he's got that little dog in him where he's like, I get the kids in the back seat of the car, my wife's in the passenger seat, but I'll throw some eyes at you. Okay, we'll play this.
Yeah.
We'll see how far I can take this game. And he just always puts himself in a ridiculous spot. Such a great character, Clark Griswold, the all-American.
Clark W. Griswold. Unbelievable.
Little
Can't
man.
take
Timeless,
it.
man.
Time.
Those movies are timeless.
He'll get himself into trouble once. He's always going to do the right thing, but he's going to get right up to the line and maybe get in trouble.
I'll say this. I can watch those movies any day, any time of the year.
Yep.
Doesn't matter where it's at. And you know what? I always find something new in each one of them.
That's cool.
Yeah, I wonder,
After all these years.
like, obviously taking me out of the equation, I wonder what's the age appropriate to watch like Vacation. Like, what is it? 12?
12, 10,
12.
10,
I was
12.
going to say 10 to 12.
Like weird. I
Yeah.
want my kids to watch Weird Science so bad. I'm sorry if it's
I
on
know.
anybody's
Same
Rushmore.
here.
It's one of my favorite movies of all time. And it's not going to be on my Rushmore, but I love the movie. And I'm
Same.
like, when can they watch that? But I'm like, oh, well, maybe not till like 12. Maybe.
12, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, all right. So here's my fourth. And I'm looking. This is the first time I'd ever written down a bunch of movies. And I did because this topic means so much to me. But I have to put this one just because I got to think about what I quote all the time and what I quote with my friends and what I kind of like say and what I talk about. And it's a movie that came out of nowhere. Again, it was when I was living with all my buddies. We had just moved to LA, and it's one of those ones you watch all the time. And that was Office Space. I was a
Office
giant
Space. Oh man, what a great
Office
call.
Space fan.
Oh,
I just
man.
fucking love
So
that
good.
movie.
So good.
So good. The TPS report. So you physically carry the
The stapler
everything
bit.
about the stapler bit, the jump to conclusions, Matt. And then like kind of the whole thing of they're just taking like a percentage of a cent off everything, and you think how genius it is. And then everyone in it is giving like top tier performances. And what I love about the film so much is that you didn't see it coming. Like it didn't have this big hype machine behind it. It's not this big thing. You know, it was the dude from Swingers, you know, because he was only known for that. And he was like the fourth lead in Swingers. And it just crushes on every level, that movie.
Cult classic.
Cult classic, quote classic. It's got everything in it.
Clever too. Like there's a lot of clever scenes, like when they got like a badass song playing and they're like beating up a printer or something.
Yeah, they're beating up the
Yeah.
printer. Yeah, they have
A
the
lot
hip
of
hop
fun.
song.
Yeah,
Yeah,
fun
and then they're
moments.
looking up money laundering in the dictionary, which is one of the funniest things ever because they're like, "Why? What are we doing? We're not criminals, and we're looking up money laundering in the dictionary." It's just a fascinating, again, made for like 3 cents, just on passion, and that's what I love about it.
And you know about all these movies that we talked about, it's like, and that's the thing with comedy. It's like when you have a good comedy, it's great typically. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like
yeah.
there's no kind of one
Yeah, like
foot
a
in,
middle
one foot
ground.
out. Yeah, there's no middle ground. Like it is great. You know, all these names titles we've called have been fantastic and phenomenal. So I'm with it, man.
Yeah, I have so many honorable mentions. Tommy, let's go. You're the fourth.
All right, my fourth and final one, The Dude Abides. I'm gonna go with The Big Lebowski, which is actually probably like one of my favorite movies of all time. It's so great. So what's great about that is it's not just a comedy. It's like, you know, it's on another level. It's got some amazing performances. But to me, man, like we're talking about movies that make you laugh. Like, whew, Big Lebowski just does it for me.
I
love The Big
you know, I've
Lebowski.
never.
Can't go
I
wrong
love
with
the
that.
movie. I love the movie. You can't go wrong with it. I've like seen it a few times. Right. I love everyone in it. I don't think like I ever got like, I know people do like events for it and do like there's a whole big cult following behind it, which I think is amazing.
There's like Lebowski Day or whatever.
Dude.
Yeah. The
The
dude
dude.
and like that character that was created. And I think I need a rewatch to like fully appreciate that film more.
It's such a great movie, man.
Yeah, I think because I know I can't tell you how many people they don't say it's their favorite.
That's probably in the
comedy.
top 10.
That's
easy
their
of
favorite
most
film.
Movie. I feel like a lot of
100%.
people also like. I feel like a lot of people in the movie business love that movie.
They
like
do. It's definitely an inside baseball movie.
It's an inside
People love
baseball
that. D, give me an honorable mention.
Man, I got a couple here. I'll throw them out rapid fire. The Naked Gun series with Leslie Nielsen.
Nothing to see here.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Ghostbusters and Stripes.
Unbelievable. Crushed it. That's a crushing honorable mention. Mine is surprising because I battled putting any of these on my top 4 in a way, but it's I absolutely love Bridesmaids. I think it's one of the funniest movies ever made. Birdcage is one of the greatest performances and comedic. Just
friggin'
hilarious, and you get to see Gene Hackman just like crush it up in every way. And then it's really hard because it's on in my house 5 times a week, and every time I sit down and watch it, every time I laugh, and that's Home Alone. I can't not laugh. It's Daniel Stern is like at the top of the comedy game. So those 3 are like, they could easily
love them
be.
all.
Yeah. What do you got, Tom?
Interchangeable.
So many great comedies. This is really one of definitely the hardest ones we've done. But I got to say, like, Groundhog Day is up there for me.
Ooh,
Bill Murray, Groundhog Day.
So good.
It's an amazing film. Ace Ventura, the first one is just really special. Woo! Do not go in there. That, like, when I was like a kid, that was just thinking about that.
Cartoon. It had a cartoon spinoff. It had toys. It had the whole thing, and he just went for it.
Yeah, just a lot of different movies, man. I mean, comedy's just so deep. I feel like we're probably forgetting so many big mega ones.
But that's why we have a Patreon channel, Tommy, because we're going to go over and talk about that right now. And we're going to get into the ones that we forgot. And then more importantly, and this is going to be hard because there's a lot of dog shit comedies. We're going to just say one that, we think is
sequels.
Just absolutely awful. Yeah, a lot of dog shits that are sequels. 2 classics. I bet you some of the ones that are, a dog shit Rushmore.
Oh, I got a quick classic. Shout out to Uncle Buck. John Candy.
Just watched it. Great. Seen it a million times.
Man. John Candy doesn't get enough love today.
He doesn't, man.
No, he doesn't.
Planes, Trains,
Home Alone. Yeah, Home Alone too. Made an appearance. All right, y'all. That's it. Tommy, tell them what to do.
All right, guys. Again, thank you for watching along. If you could go over and hit that subscribe button, that would be fantastic. Do us a big favor with that. Also, go check us out on Patreon. We go deeper into this stuff, and we get to say a lot of crazy things behind the paywall that we could just never say here on YouTube.
We go deep. We're deep boys, like the guy from Boys to Men. All right, we're going right now. Later, y'all.
Peace.